Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today is Loki's last March. Before we get started, smash that subscribe button for me. We have tons and tons of great content. I have all kinds of car stuff on my channel. Head over to the search bar and do that. Also, thumbs up, notification bell, so you're not posting no content. Well, if you're new to the channel, then I got to welcome you and say the last March of my 2024 7.3 Godzilla named Loki. Now, this truck was named by a watcher out in Jersey, I think, and it has been the truck of mischief. And I did get some grief for naming my trucks, but you know what? Y'all can do what you do, and I'm going to do what I do. Whether it's a little childish or not, I love naming my cars, and that was the perfect name for this truck. So, Loki is a 2024 Ford Super Duty 7.3 Godzilla with the Tremor package and Lariat Ultimate. Now, you're probably wondering, it's called the Truck of Mischief because, well, that's exactly what it's been. Now, if you want to head over to the channel and type in 2024 Ford Super Duty, you'll find all kinds of videos on there, as my journey with this truck started before we even bought it. Meaning it had electrical issues that they promised me that they would fix, and it was brand new. It was a custom order that somebody flaked on, and I picked it up. Well, since then, it's went into the shop at 679 miles, 1,524 miles, about every 1,000 miles or less for the same issues. Now, I did have some watchers say, well, you're just being a whiny baby poopy pants. Just live with it. Well, I don't know about you guys, but if you buy a $1 hamburger or $1 broom, you hopefully that you can use it and enjoy it or it tastes good, right? Well, if you're going to spend 70-some thousand on any car, I want it to be right. And maybe people have a higher tolerance for bullshit than I do. I lasted a year and 6 months. I've lasted over 60 days of the truck being in the shop. While I made the payments on it, it sat there in the shop when I needed my truck. And I just don't have that high of a tolerance. Now, typically this truck would have been gone a long time ago. But a lot of watchers actually agreed and said I would have got rid of that thing. Well, I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, and frankly, after I got it set up, just with the market, it made more sense to try and get it fixed, and then I needed it for towing our fifth wheel and doing a lot of stuff. So we're going to cover a lot of stuff in this video. It's going to be a lot to unpack for new people to the channel, but you can go back and really dig in deep with those repair orders and everything like that. Well, it's been in for everything from locking itself, to alarms going off, to system shutting down, to just about everything electrical you can think of. It has a parasitic draw. It's had several batteries put in, several BCMs put in. And I don't know about you guys, but safety, tech, and mirrors are important to me. After the last 2 times I picked it up, alarms have subsided pretty much, although today, on its last March, it did go off in the driveway. God bless its little heart. And so the mirror started folding while we're driving. Now, when I'm towing a trailer and I'm changing lanes, I need my freaking mirrors. I can deal without the 360-degree cameras. I pretty much just like my bed camera for hitching mostly. And about a week ago, the cameras went out. Bed camera and tailgate camera. And so that was after I already had started working with Ford and the Better Business Bureau on returning this truck. Now, I also did catch some feedback from some watchers saying, you know, it's not really fair and it's kind of effed up that you would trade this and it becomes somebody's problem. Well, in my experience, as in the car industry for a long time, we would get fleets that literally traded off their trucks, the ones that were bad, and we would take them as trades and hopefully repair them and fix them, and then the new owners would be stuck with it. I get that, guys. That's why I tried my best to get this thing fixed and not trade it. And I really did my best. When that didn't work, guys, I went ahead and worked with the dealer that sold me the truck, and we started the buyback process because I would try that last ditch effort to get them to buy the truck back versus somebody getting stuck with it if I traded it in. I think we'll roll up, and this truck is still beautiful. It's a very nice truck. I've kept very good care of it. Somebody would walk in and think, wow, that truck's insanely gorgeous. Got to have it, and then they end up with the problems. Had they turned me down, I was trading this truck, and somebody would eventually get the truck. I'm not okay with them getting this truck, but it only has 9,000 miles on it. They'd have plenty of warranty. It would be a pain in their butt, and maybe eventually it get fixed because they would at least have the history of the truck. So, needless to say, 4 weeks has passed, and Ford has agreed to buy Loki back. Thank the Lord Almighty. I'm not going to go into specifics on the way it worked out, but it worked out, I think, for both parties on them buying it back. They were going to buy it back, and they're going to take it back and get this thing fixed, and then, of course, they will resell it. They're not going to crush it, but it worked out, I would say, for both parties. I'm still going to lose a little bit because I put about $2,000 of accessories in here that have to stay in the truck. They just can't come out. So it would look stupid and it would damage it. So we finally, after waiting all this time, are on our way back. So my youngest boy and I say, "What's up, Junior?"
What's up?
Are taking back Loki at 9,300 miles, and let's talk a little bit about the rest of the truck. So the truck itself, my 22 lost the engine at 6,000. This one, the engine's running great. I've had some unique shifts from the torque shift 10, just some kind of unique, like, I don't know how to explain it. Some real herky-jerk transmission stuff. But for the most part, that's been fine. The powertrain itself has been fine, has been no issues. And you know, the problem with it is this being the Lariat Ultimate, it literally has every frickin' thing inside of here, and it's always making a pan of biscuits or something. I don't know, but it's always got something going on draining the battery. My overall experience from day one, the dealer's been awesome. I've taken it back to the dealer pretty much for everything. The only outlier repair I had some blown fuel lines, or not fuel lines, hydraulic power steering fuel. I keep saying fuel lines, power steering lines. Those were replaced at a dealer because they were leaking on my driveway, and that was shortly after I got it. Now, on the flip side of that, the electrical issues, those were day one, like 17 miles on this thing, and that's really been the demise of this truck. That is what soured me on this truck. I couldn't fully enjoy it because I was always worried while we're out camping or somewhere, alarms going off. We're down in Mexico, I get notification alarms are going off, nothing's even going on with the truck. It's unlocking itself, leaving it unsecure. Ears folding while I'm driving. And then, of course, the camera's going out. I don't even know if they work today. Let's turn around. Nope. So this is what I got on my bed view camera as of today. And they'll come back on after 2 or 3 key cycles, but if you want to use that camera, you're just shit out of luck. So, yeah, it really has tarnished the view on it. Now, the only reason why I was thinking about trading and buying another Ford is how excellent Phil Longford of Denver has handled work on my truck, giving me a loaner. They've been empathetic and understanding and hardworking on getting it done. And they're actually the ones that recommended the buyback process because they've said they've done everything they possibly can, including bringing the regional engineer in to fix this electrical bugaboo that's going on, and it just can't be fixed, apparently, or whatever. Now, other people at Ford that I know have said that it sounds like there's probably a pinched wire harness, and that's causing this concern. But at the end of the day, I'm fed up with it. I'm not going to put up with paying 70. Hell, I'm not going to pay 15 grand for something and have it be brand new and have it be a turd the next day. So if that's what everybody else is okay with, that's fine, but that's not okay for me. So like I said, we went through the process. It is a very long process. Ford representatives contacted me. They were very awesome. They were very quick. As long as you have everything to provide. Now, keep in mind, lemon law doesn't work for everybody, okay? There are a lot of certain parameters that have to go into lemon law, especially here in Colorado. It did not work on my 11 Ford Super Duty, and I was skeptic that it would work on this one either. But, again, it all comes down to how your dealer that you're doing your service at marks everything down for service and says what it is and make sure it's basically the same problem. It has to be the same problem. It can't be 15 different things over a year and that automatically fits in. Now it could, but it doesn't mean it will. So it really has been a unique, long process. The dealer did excellent with me. I'm very happy in how it all ended up inevitably, and because they treated me so well. And that is why I would have bought another Ford. I would have given Ford another chance. But because they're willing to take this bad boy off my hands, it gives me some breathing room and some thought process on what I actually want to buy next. And I think we'll be introducing a new truck here shortly. We had to wait until all the processes went through and I delivered this truck, because as part of this process, we have to keep it registered and insured. So we didn't want to have to double insure a new truck and this truck. And with hail, oh my goodness, I've been chomping at the bit to get this out of my driveway, along with its problems. I don't have anything in it anymore, but I don't like when it unlocks itself. And it also did, the other day, I always set my park brake. It's electronic. I came out and I heard it make the sound that it was setting it again. So it must have electronically unset itself, kind of scary. And then it actually reset itself, and I hadn't even driven it for a couple days. Funky business. So, this is the last March of Loki. I want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys all being here watching this 7.3 content. We're going to have tons more content. We have to move the channel forward. And I think what we're going to go with next, I think it'll surprise some people, and I think it'll actually make people be like, okay, all right, I get it, and get it while we're doing it. That's why you need to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and that's why if you're already part of the channel, make sure you have the notification bell on, because we're going to be posting so much stuff. So, anyway, Loki is on its way out. Had this truck not been jacked up, the 7.3 Godzilla has done excellent. It's actually had that extra juice that the LAT Chevy didn't have. However, both trucks got the job done. It was just nice to have the extra little bump in the juice here. However, I have to say this with an asterisk, or however, it was undependable. I couldn't depend on this truck every day. I could depend on it for something not working or something not working right. And again, when it comes down to safety, I can't bend on that any further. I gave it my brake and everything, and it just is what it is. So, would I recommend a Ford right now? Well, if you just have your heart set on a Ford, sure, why not? If people are asking in 2025, what do you buy as a gas HD? I'm going to say Chevy first. I don't like Hemis at all, because I've had two of those blow on me. I would actually have to say, and their tow ratings are low on the gas, it would have to be GM trucks gas first, then the Ford 6.8 or 7.3. Again, I think the engine issues have worked themselves out with the parts suppliers and everything, so I don't think you have to worry about catastrophic failure anymore of the 7.3. The 6.8 is not new, but it's fresher than the Godzilla, so take that as for what it's worth. It does have a little bit different construction on it. And so, yeah, I would still buy another Ford. I just think that when you go to the dealer, if you find one and it already has issues there, keeping in mind I went through like 5 new Super Duties while I was test driving to replace this one before they bought it back, and then I held on to Loki. All of them had issues. This doesn't work, that doesn't work, this needs to be reprogrammed, this needs changed. That is bad fit and finish from the factory, and that's something that Ford needs to work on. But if you go in, you find one that's just tight as a bug in a rug, and Ford is your mojo, then grab it. But I would have to say that I would rather go with a GM gas and have a little bit less horsepower and a truck that gets the job done, because Kong still has 0 issues. So guys, there is the wrap up to the 2024 Ford Super Duty 7.3 Godzilla Lariat Ultimate Tremor Loki, if that isn't enough titles. And it has been a love-hate relationship, and it's quite a beautiful disaster of a truck, because if they can get their stuff straight, I think Ford has an excellent truck. But right now, I don't think it's up to par, and this one definitely isn't, so she's heading back to Ford. And all the people that came along and said, hey man, suck to trade, I did the diligence, I worked hard, I made sure nobody's going to get stuck with this truck until Ford takes it back there, wherever, gets it fixed, then they're going to sell it again. and then Ford will probably give them a good warranty. So it's been a journey. It's been fun, but we got a lot more places to go, guys. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one.